too. Alrighty, welcome back to DMV Sports Media, where we have a top matchup between Bowleys Athletics versus Steel Pulse. This is going to determine who's going to sit at the top of the table. Currently, it's Steel Pulse on goal differentials. And here we go. Steel Pulse, Bowleys in white will be going from left to right, right to left on your screen, and Steel Pulse in the red will be going from left to right. This is the perennial historical powerhouse versus the new kids on the block. And Bowleys has, for the majority of the season, lived up to the challenge, even in the state cups, as where Steel Pulse has many of times been questionable. So today's matchup is going to be huge. Results and all in all, presence on the DMV stage in the soccer world. Welcome to all those that are joining. Do make sure you hit that subscribe and like button. Help us grow the channel, help others find it in their algorithm. Tyler Reed, as always, it's a pleasure for you to join me. I feel like I haven't called a Bowleys game in some time, but here we are. Hyde with the ball, Hyde in goal for Bowleys. Navarrete. It feels like I haven't called these names out in quite some time. Vermette on the ball. Currently, Bowleys is sitting in second from Steel Pulse on just absolute one goal differential, but they do have a game in hand, and unfortunately the software Super Soccer League uses does not allow us to tweak that. Blame Noah. But here we are. Whoever wins today will lead the league, and mind you, there's no playoffs this season. It's straight just a point system, 12 matches, no playoffs. However, we do still have the winner of, referee calls that offsides, the winner of the Maryland division takes on the winner of the Virginia division, so still much to play for, and obviously prize monies for first, second, and third places this time around. Players to look out for Steel Pulse is going to be Ramsey Hassan and Yusuf Nasir, as always, and for the new kids on the block, Texador is always a player to watch out for. And Captain Sopa is back from the last time I called him. He wasn't there, so to me he's been here, but he has. Shot on and a save. Early attempt from Bowleys really early on. It was a great ball from Texador. The cut back, and there's the shot and the save. Great reaction from Steel Pulse's keeper. Shot was from O'Brien. Already going to be proven to be an exciting matchup. I do realize timer has not been started. I will fix that.
You were too fast, so not gonna lie, you were very fast. As soon as you got the ball, you were trying to unlock his phone, and you were already.
Texador on the ball. There's the shot. Sorry, I thought the goalie had through the ball. That's what happens when you're doing multiple things. Bowleys wins the possession from the goalkeeper distribution. Texador on the ball. Taiwo. The brick house. Power lifter. Steadfast. Taiwo. His service. Clearance. Neary. So O'Brien gets absolutely blocked by Aloisi. And then there's a pass that doesn't end up finding anyone besides Hyde. Bowleys early on trying to find their rhythm. It's going to be Steele Pulse who makes the mistake and turns it over. Texador gets absolutely taken out, and they'll be without their captain Charles Adebayo. Steele Pulse, that is. Navarrete almost loses the ball there for Bowleys, and Yusuf almost picking the pocket of. They end up stealing the ball, and now it's Steele Pulse playing it wide. Steele Pulse definitely came to play today. Service, long cross. Ramsey Hassan. Shot on, it's just well wide. Not really threatening at all. This is absolutely must-watch television. Bowleys trying to establish themselves as a powerhouse. Have to go up against the best. As Noah likes to say, you come at the king, can't miss, or best not miss, something like that. Bromit somehow won that throw in for them. Now Neary. It's going to be a throw-in over here. I will say it's very, very strange to see this Bowleys side without Copeland in the starting back, for none other than just familiarity's sake. Austin Hyde collects the ball. Long ball. Tyler Reed, you're just going to leave me like that? No, I know. I hope to see you in the field as well. Thank you for pointing out the clock. I missed it somehow. Aloisi moved the ball all the way to Ramsey Hassan. Now Texador somehow ends up with the ball. Loses it. Steele Pulse doing well to play around the Bowleys midfield. Now it's a through ball. Offside, says the referee. Bowleys restarts quickly, puts themselves under pressure. Long ball from Hyde. Oh, that's Horgan. I was trying to figure out who the other back was. It's Horgan. It's definitely not a pairing I'm used to with Neary and Horgan. But both teams are trying something new today. Austin taken down. Going to be a set piece restart for Steel Pulse. We're probably going to take it quickly. Sure do. Yusuf on the ball. Yusuf Nasir. Long ball to Ramsey. Hassan couldn't control it on the first touch, but teammates there to bail him out. What a touch. There's the square ball there. It is there, but blocked, cut out by Bowleys. Neary was there. Through ball. Steel Pulse is in. There's the service. Couldn't connect properly, but Bowleys still was forced to make a block. Texador does well. Always trustful Texador. Absolutely one of my favorite dribblers of the Super Soccer League universe. Along with Ramsey Hassan. That was almost a dangerous situation. The new kids do well to clean it up. Now they're on the front foot, but they haven't been able to make it out of their 50. This is, or their half. This is gonna be very nervy for them. Taiwo will definitely need his speed. Another player that I'm used to seeing for Bowleys is Yoakum. They'll be without the service of Yoakum today. Navarrete's on. Plays it to Texador. Texador just doesn't have the speed against Charles. Now it's going to be Navarrete throw in. Throw in. O'Brien gets fouled, and there's a foul called for Bowleys. Just outside the box there. It's going to be none other than, actually, not who I was expecting to be there, but it's Brummett, who's going to be on the set piece. Here's the service, opts to go straight to goal, is spilled, but the keeper does well to hold on to the follow-up. Take a quick look at it while the goalie distributes straight to goal in nervy moments, but does well to keep possession. And now Steel Pulse is on the move. There's the through ball. Is he in? He is on. A giveaway. Unfortunate giveaway. Navarrete forced to go into the midfield. Ramsey Hassan forces a turnover, and somehow Texador ends up with it. And Aloesi forced to make a no-nonsense clearing. However, it was a foul called back here. All that action seemed pointless. And yes, no Greg Adams. Thank you for pointing that out as well. Shout out to the Bowleys team for the roster that they posted with numbers. Oh, much appreciated. Steel Pulse now with possession. A lot of Bowleys players around. They do well to play out of it. Steel Pulse now slowly building. Yusuf Nasiri, who's usually super active early on, slowly coming alive. Ramsey Hassan, a bad touch. That makes me wonder, but of course he fights back to get possession. Now he's on. He's taking on two players. He's still on. Shots on, and what a slide tackle from Navarrete, because Ramsey Hassan was coming down. He's forced to settle for a corner. What a slide tackle to block that. It's going to be a corner here for Steel Pulse. Service, well wide. There's nothing threatening there. It's going to be a restart for Bowleys. Mr. Hyde forced to chase the ball down. Austin with the restart. Finds only a Steel Pulse player. Now they play in the midfield. Forced to go all the way back to their keeper. Something that they don't mind doing. But they are under pressure from Texador. There's the skill moves we talked about. And another Truvella, and what a ball. It could have been shouts of a handball, nothing. Referee does end up calling it back for a handball. Cards stay in the pocket. After this service, we're going to talk about some of the latest results from these specific teams. We'll start with Bowleys, who's having a great season so far. Yet to lose. They'll look to not start today. Here comes a service. Sent straight to the goal, and what a save from Hyde. It's going to take his time, so we might as well just take the opportunity to watch that replay. It was a greatly struck well. If it wasn't for the reaction from Hyde, we could have been looking at a goal. Distribution. Finds Steel Pulse back line. And now it's O'Brien looking for the square ball, but gets pinned down by Captain Aloisi. Just to quickly go through some of the latest scores. Bowleys 4 over Team United, 6-0 over Baltimore Kickers, 1-0 against A3, which was the last matchup I called from this team. 4-2 over Ambition, 4-2 over Das Bierhall, and then wraps it up 1-0 over Ambition, which was the first match of the season. So in reality, it's been a dream of a start for Bowleys Athletics. Bowleys quarters on. It's a long ball here. Hyde comes out as confident as usual. On the other foot, we have Steel Pulse, who has lost the game. Not in play, but in forfeit nonetheless. Something very unusual for this team. It was Mother's Day. Steel Pulse still keeping possession. Well, let's talk through their scores. 5-1 over Ambition was the latest results, and then that 3-0 forfeit for Steel Pulse to Das Beer Hall, and a 4-0 win over Baltimore Kickers. Hold on, I'll hold that thought. Commentator's curse. Back to the results. Texador just doesn't have the speed to beat that back line like that. It's going to have to be playing around the back line. Speed's not going to help him today. Offsides for Ramsey Hassan. Going back to the scores. Steel Pulse 5-0 over Team United, 3-0 over Team United, 6-4 over Baltimore Kickers, and their first game of the season was against A3 Highlanders, which was a 4-2 win for Steel Pulse. So Bowleys has everything to gain here with the game in hand. Steel Pulse with a loss on their record. This could be it. This could be the opportunity to leapfrog. And with no playoffs this season, we could be looking at a new champion. Steel Pulse is known to be a very... Hold that thought. What a tackle to slow down that attack. Shift to Ramsey, something we see very often. Then the pass just wasn't there. Austin Hyde with the restart. Very shocked if they choose to go to play close. Long ball for Hyde. Shouts of a push. Referee buys it. Not sure if I do, but referee does. Now the pleads for a yellow card would be a bit too much. Looks like we're getting Copeland coming onto the field, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was for O'Brien, based on the conversations I saw from a distance. My sonic hearing. Hyde forced to go long. Was forced into a turnover. Yusuf. Steel Pulse is finding their rhythm here. Ramsey Hassan Does well to keep the possession from that tackle. There's a service. Can he have a shot on? Does, but the defense crashes down on him. For a moment, it was a one-on-one, and then seemingly out of nowhere, there's 4 players that crashed out. And it looked like Copeland actually is in the back line. It's the pair is Copeland and Neary for the center backs now. It's going to be a corner for Steel Pulse. Sends in, almost had the right attempt, but blocked by a Bowleys defender. Service, well defended. The clearance. Navarrete was the one who took the shot to the face, kind of. Now it's Navarrete and Brahman trying to take the ball from Ramsey Hassan. Not an easy task. Steel Pulse collects. What a cutback. Sends Texador the other way. Not something you see every day. Navarrete does well to defend there. Brahmet. Pass, the overlapping run, but only finds Neary. Hyde to Horgan, then to Neary. Hyde opts to go long. It's going to be a challenge in that for aerial balls today. I mean, Steel Pulse is offensively great on those aerial challenges. Set piece defending is another thing, which Noah and I have talked quite a bit about for the Steel Pulse side. Foul on Steel Pulse, or for Bowleys, I should say. Let's check in the chat. Here. Tyler Reed, I'm not sure what you retracted, but if it was something you were trying to get to me, do let me know. No exchange of possession there. Hyde forced to go long again, or opts to go long, not forced. Almost a giveaway there. Yusuf plays around. Great communication from the Steel Pulse side to play around that midfield. Steel Pulse is starting to find their rhythm here. I haven't seen Bowleys touch the ball in quite some time, and that's not a good sign. Cannot allow Steel Pulse to settle into their game. For Steel Pulse, it's a lovely thing. Yusuf, all the way back. Force is almost an error. does become an error, and now it's a throw-in for Bowleys, but it's incredible, this Steel Pulse side. Bowleys. That was Copeland. Fortunate bounce for O'Brien. Bravo is number 5. I was trying to figure out who number 5 was. Oh, he's on. Can Neary catch him? No. Can Copeland catch him? No, his height is forced. And there's the first goal for Steel Pulse to take the lead in such a crucial match. Let's take a look at this. Let's get the celebration. Absolutely love the fan engagement here. Let's take a look at this replay here. It was a great through ball and then a wise decision, and Copeland just couldn't get there in time and just tucks it away to the right corner. Nothing Hyde could do about that. And Steel Pulse is up 1-0 very early on. As Noah said, you come at the Kings, best not miss. I don't know why he teaches me these sayings. Then they get stuck. Steel Pulse again on the attack. Neary does well to intervene there. Bowleys trying to get something going, but with so many people coming back to defend, it's really hard to find options, but does well to find the outside. Still carrying the ball. You need to release it. And referee said he was brought down. There's now a foul. It's a restart here for Bowleys. It's going to be O'Brien and Mashielak. Just O'Brien.
Get on me. Take the stuff.
Sorry, got caught up in the happenings here with the fan base. Here comes Steel Pulse with the restart. Long ball here. He's on. Copeland does well to track back, and Austin forced to come off his line. Navarrete asking for assistance and gets it. Taiwo didn't get the contact he wanted, but lucked out and Bowleys ends up keeping possession. Here comes Bowleys. Can they put something together here? Sheilak gets taken down. Referee says no, play on. Nah, he played the advantage, I guess. No, I see. The payback was played right away. Let's take a look right here. What's happening in the back? Yep, Steel Pulse player is down. I missed the collision, didn't get a good eye on it. Hopefully a Steel Pulse player is okay and back up. Oh, so you're telling me, Tyler, you're telling me that the roster that I shouted out is wrong? Now that makes me feel funny. So is Bromit number 10? Oh yeah, you're right. I was reading the roster wrong. You're 100% right. It was Bromit, not O'Brien.
He's off. He's off.
Offsides. I mean, those margins, absolute margins there, because it had both the center backs beat. And now it's going to be a restart for Bowleys. First half is winding down and need to find the equalizer. Obviously, still plenty of game left to play. Steel Pulse now. Forced to play wide. Play out of the back. Not able to collect the ball, and now it's a throw in for Bowleys. Opts to go forward, and it's just Brahma came with the pressure. Navarrete wins the possession. Tried to go quick. Was cut out by a defender. Now it's Steel Pulse. He slips, and my word, what a reaction to get to keep the possession. Yusuf now. That's the trio right there. We just saw all three. Oh no, I'm sorry. Now it's the trio who just touched the ball. Neri put under pressure. Does well to come out of it. Navarrete opts to go long. Doesn't pay off. Now it's Steel Pulse with the ball. The goal scorer played the assist. Gonna be a corner for Steel Pulse here. Here comes the corner for Steel Pulse. Finds the back post. Yusuf barely misses. Margins right there. Bowleys absolutely take that. Yusuf is absolutely fuming. He missed that. Yusuf Nasiri. It's Bromit, who I wrongfully identified as O'Brien. Because, you know, numbers. I didn't look at him. Yusuf Nasiri gets a second opportunity. Can he have a shot? Does. It's going to take a lot more to beat Austin. spilled it out, and Ramsey Hassan was there, and Austin High did enough to force Hassan to play it out. Long ball for Austin. Steel Pulse keeps winning, and every time Bowleys goes for the long balls, it's Steel Pulse who ends up with possession. Might have to switch up the approach. Problem is the pressure comes quick. Bromett plays the long ball here. Texador forces the keeper to pick it up and comes out playing. Steel Pulse losing possession. Now it's a throw-in for the Bowleys quarters boys. Tried a through ball here, but again, Texador against Aloisi. I'm putting my money on Aloisi when it comes to speed. Long ball here. Bowleys, I guess the long ball's not working for anybody. Taiwo turns it over. Steel Pulse now, who has kind of lost a little bit of steam. Haven't been controlling the ball as clean as they would like. Here comes a beautiful cross, and now Navarrete forced to come out, and here he perfectly timed interference right there. Bromett. Taiwo goes long, trying to find Texador, but not able to. Yusuf's on. Yusuf Nasiri is on. Opts to go for the pass. There's the second goal for Steel Pulse. And what a beautiful ball from Yusuf. Let's take a look. Fortunately didn't hit the replay button in time, but saw that goal right there from beautiful pass from Yusuf to make it 2-0 for Steel Pulse. Bowleys are going to have to dig deep to find a way back into this, because it's not an opponent that you could just easily level it on. Here comes Bowleys now. How do they bounce back? It's not how they want to go off into the second half, being down 2-0. They have to watch those switches that Steel Pulse has been absolutely utilizing, so extremely effective. Both goals have come from a switch like that, or a through ball over the back. I was once told that Steel Pulse plays the best when it's sunny. So, if that's true, today is sunny. Deflection off of Taiwo. Somehow it ends up back in Bowleys' possession. Bromett forced to cut back. Still keeping the ball. Plays it wide to Taiwo. Taiwo plays it forward. Those through balls, again, I'll say it time and time again, the speed is not gonna get you behind this back. You're just gonna have to attempt shots on goal. That's the only way. Restart for Steel Pulse. Ends up with the possession. Not initially though. Here comes those switches we were just talking about. Ramsey Hassan, another excellent dribbler of the game. Oh, he's on. Neary. Austin comes out big this time. Nearly turns it over, or at least looked like it from this side. Oregon, who's been awfully quiet, not what I'm accustomed to of him. Copeland to Oregon. Copeland again. Playing all the way down the sideline here, turning it over. That's going to be a Steel Pulse throw-in. Steel Pulse with possession. Switched in the field again. There's a whistle for the baseball game going on in the background. Steel Pulse, Aloisi playing a lot. Takovi. Hassan. Steel Pulse now are just building in possession. And there's the switch we just talked about. And it's Ramsey Hassan crosses up Oakland, tries to leave it off for Yusuf, and well defended. And there's the half. Take a look at that last replay before we take a quick break here. But those switches have been absolutely deadly for Steel Pulse. He tried to leave it for Yusuf, who was making the run behind him, but Copeland saw that from a mile away. Well, that makes the end of the first half. Steel Pulse leads 2-0 as we take a quick break here. We'll be back here shortly. Do make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, and we'll be back here in just a moment. I just realized we were on this whole time, so we could have kept talking. Welcome back to DMV Sports Media, where we will be watching the second half of this Steel Pulse versus Bowleys. Currently, Steel Pulse leading 2-0. I do want to credit Diarra. Hold on. The first goal was Diarra Zumana. Actually, sorry. The second goal was Diarra Zumana. The second one was. I do have to confirm that one, but I actually do think it was also Diarra Zumana who scored both goals for Steel Pulse. We'll take a look at the latest goal, which was a lovely crossover. Oh, sorry, this was the attempt. There's the lovely through ball. For the second goal, and now we're switching sides. Bowleys will be now going from left to right in white. Steel Pulse will be going from right to left in red, and it wasn't Diarra Zumana, it was William Inono who scored that second goal. Diarra Zumana was the second goal. Jude was the player who assisted all the way down the line to make that happen. Diarra Zumana is a fantastic player for Steel Pulse. Here with Diarra Zumana, Yusuf Nasiri, all players to watch out for this half. For Steel Pulse, Ramsey Hassan and Yonono, who is a goal scorer. Steel Pulse to start second half. Here we go, we are underway. Steel Pulse starting off here. Had a few words with the coach, and he confirmed it's the sun. It's the sun that's empowering Steel Pulse.
Excuse me, sir. Please, please, please.
Steel Pulse restarting the game here. Bowleys winning possession, playing all the way back to Austin Hyde. Copeland. Austin Hyde playing it the long ball. Again, I will reiterate the point. Speed is not the game you win against Steel Pulse. Few that do. Diarra Zumana playing the long ball here. Switch it to Kofi. Kofi cutting it back. Aloesi, acting captain. Not the usual captain, but and chewed with the heel flick. Diarra Zumana, beautiful idea, just couldn't see it through. Now it's Bowleys. Navarrete going all the way to Texador. Now Texador is going to have to find some options. Horgan, who's been relatively quiet this game. Sheilak coming down the line. It's going to go to Texador as he gets slowed by Yusuf Nasiri. Here's O'Brien. O'Brien takes a deflection. Now it's going to be a goal kick. for TT. Long ball. Neary. Now it's Navarrete. Neary. Navarrete forced out, and now it's going to be a throw-in for Steel Pulse. Ramsey Hassan was going to be the one to take it, chose to leave her Kofi. Kofi plays it to Hassan, going all the way back to Boateng. Correction, Boateng has been subbed off. It's not Boateng. Played the ball. Inono was going to be the recipient, but it was a little bit too heavy. Now it's cut. Played into the box. And now it's O'Brien. O'Brien coming down the wing. Vermont not able to find options. Jude all gets taken completely out. It was a collision, it looked like, with Bromett and Jude. Now things are getting a little bit heated here. The player has to get checked out to make sure he's fine. The contact, we never like to see that anytime we see a player down. Jude is not getting up. So it looked like he already has his knee taped up, so. Jude's still not up. It's gonna be a restart for Steel Pulse here once Jude is up. There's a red card. Looks like it was a red card. I'm a little confused because it looks like the red card was displayed to Jude, but let me see if I can get that replay back. The red card came out. I didn't see who the red card was for. It was a fist thrown, and it led to a red card. Now Jude, Steel Pulse is going to have to play without Jude, which is a huge player for them. So now Steel Pulse is playing with 10 men.
Excuse me, sir.
It's 2-1. Red. Here we go, Steel Pulse. How are they going to bounce back after having a player red carded? It's not something impossible for them. I mean, they are up 2-0. Aloesi with the restart here. Bowleys feeling rejuvenated now that they're up a player. Yusuf forced to go down long. Navarrete gonna be the recipient here. Mashilak coming down the sideline. They opt to go for speed again, and it's not something you're gonna win against Steel Pulse, even with 10 players. Steel Pulse just has the speed. Long ball here for Inanu. So many Bowleys players surrounding him, and he's through, he's on. It's gonna be Inanu versus Hyde. Hyde comes out. Hyde wins the duel between the two. My word, he's gonna want that back. Bowleys now, let's take a look at that replay as Bowleys makes their way up the field. Inonu just had Hyde to beat. Hyde came out, got big, took away angles, and what a decision. Now it's Steel Pulse wanting some chances back. And Nonu's down. Austin Hyde is checking on them. Charlie Horses there has been a lot asked of him to make a lot of runs. Glad to see he's up. But what a duel Austin just won himself. Bowleys gets us back underway. Oregon, again, I haven't said his name enough. I usually feel like I say it every 5 minutes. Sopa's another one. Bromit adding pressure to TT. Neary, the foul on Neary. Not sure. Referee must have seen some extra contact in the air. Sorry, Sopa is 14, not 5. 5 is Bravo. But either way, either or, I haven't said either of their names enough this game. Oops, sorry. There's Bravo. To O'Brien. O'Brien to Texador. Texador forced to go back to Horgan. Bowleys keeping possession for a pretty good, decent amount. And here's the through ball. The service. Way too behind O'Brien. Or anybody for that matter. Now it's Diarra Zumana. You're wondering why these crosses have been so fundamentally excellent. It's because of players like Diarra Zumana, Yusuf Naziri, Ramsey Hassan, and Jude, who unfortunately has received a red card and is not in the game. Here goes Diarra Zumana, takes a shot right into Copeland. Hassan tries it. There's a foul in favor of Bowleys. It's Ramsey Hassan who got that called on him. Neary standing over it, looking to get us restarted here. Doesn't like the options of going long and calls up Austin. He's not wearing the captain's band. Goes long. Clearance wasn't. It was effective. It was effective. Mashilak. O'Brien. Texador. There's a nice little heel there. pressure. Nunu was not very happy. He was the only one pressing. The tackle, he beats the first defender. Second defender plays the ball. Nobody there. Great little moment right there. Took on 2 players. Bowleys coming alive there. That was Brahmet who took on those 2 players and created a little something for Bowleys, a little bit of excitement. Long ball. Nobody there. Now it's going to be a restart here. A restart for TT. Goose flying overhead. Now I've seen it all. TT with the restart. Long ball here. Shots of a handball. I didn't quite see that there, but Austin Hyde here. Playing it to Horgan. Horgan under pressure from Zumanu. Long ball here. It's a great long ball. O'Brien under pressure loses the ball, and here's Texador's chance. Oluwesi comes and takes that away from him. And Kofi with the clearance. Bravo puts Gilak under pressure, forcing a turnover. Now it's a through ball. Diar Zumanu off to the races. Asking for the pass. Inanu. There's the shot, and well wide. Not the shot that play deserved. That was a great opportunity for Steel Pulse to widen that margin. Let me check in the stream here. I haven't checked in on y'all in a little bit. Austin Hyde getting us started quickly. Doesn't even give me an reprieve to say hello to you folks in the chat. Sheilak. Oregon looking for options. Heads to O'Brien. Bowleys doing well to keep possession. Brahmet looking for a diagonal ball to Texador. Puts it on the dime. Texador couldn't control it on the first. Now it's Navarrete. Brahmet tried to nutmeg there, just didn't get it. Mashilak wins the corner for Bowleys. Brahmet on the corner here. Here comes the service. Gets played into the box. Couldn't find anybody. Ball still in Bowleys' possession. There's the shot, and well wide. It's too much on that. Looked like it was Copa who took that shot. A little under 30 or a little under 27 minutes for Bowleys to get something going here. Here's the restart. Takes a bounce. Now Steel Pulse. There's shouts of saying that Steel Pulse had a hand, but referee's not buying. Now Aloisi. Aloisi and Nasiri. Some miscommunication there. Forces a turnover, but just like that, position trades hand. Diarzumanu's on. He's one-on-one with the keeper. Austin Hyde comes out. Austin wins another battle. My word. It was Diarzumanu who just casually came through Copeland, and I have to watch that again because Neary and Copeland looked like statues right there. I don't know if it was just the speed or the change of direction, or they thought he was going to play the pass, but Diarzumanu was a one-on-one with Hyde, and Hyde does well to come out and take the angles away. It's a throw-in. It was the result of that attack. Another throw-in for Steel Pulse. Here's a throw-in. Referee, there was some mixed conversations there. One referee said corner, one said center official says goal kick. We all know who the decision's going to go to. Nanu gets a silly yellow card. No, gets a red. Oh, referee pulled out the wrong card. It was a yellow card. We should just replay that for kicks and giggles. He was like, "Oh, I did not mean to show that. Take that back." It's a yellow card. Hearts dropped for a moment as the red card was shown. Bowleys gets us restarted here. Kofi forces it. Is forced to turn it over. Now it's Mashilak playing out wide to O'Brien. O'Brien has no options. It's a nice little give and go, but Aloisi's there to cut it out. The intended target was Sopa. Captain Sopa. Referee. It's a Bowleys throw in. I'm not sure. It was a foul. Referee blew the whistle. Steel Pulse not excited with that call. Gromit on the ball. A few whistles being blown here. Referee does not like the being talked back. Having some words with Ramsey Hassan, giving some warnings. But we move, we play on. Gromit waiting for the whistle. Service. And TT comes out big. Almost 2 forced saves right there. TT coming out huge on that play. Absolutely taking his defender out. Putting everything on the line for the save. Referee saying it's a goal kick. Of course it's a goal kick. I wouldn't disagree. And here's the restart. Oh no, they're just switching balls. I thought it was a restart. TT got me. Long ball here. There you win the battle between the two. Playing it to O'Brien. The referee says no foul. Play on. Yusuf Nasiri plays it to Diarra Zumana. Diarra Zumana plays it to Ramsey Hassan. Ball, flag stays down. Plays a long ball. There's the shot and a save. What a play from Steel Pulse. Absolutely the build-up all the way from the back between Yusuf, Zumana, Hassan, and the Inonu. Just what a wonderful play that was. Bowleys came out playing, but quickly turned it over to Steel Pulse. And here's Ramsey Hassan playing all the way back. Long ball, Malawesi. Copeland winning the duel right there. Navarrete. Oregon. Time is running out for Bowleys. Brahmin putting on the display. Great decision to go out wide. O'Brien plays it in. The block just took an odd deflection. The TT keeps the ball together. Ramsey Hassan takes a bad touch there, turns it over. And now it's Texador. Slow roll didn't work for Texador. Now it's Steel Pulse. Ball trades hands quite a few times here. Texador asking for the ball and only finds the Steel Pulse defender. Neary takes down, but Diarra Zumana's there. Now it's a 1-0, almost a 1-on-1. Cuts back on Copeland. Copeland does well to stand him up. Horgan, referee says no foul. We're going to come back to that here in a second. Now it's Texador on the other side. Texador runs out of space. Let's take a look at that. Diarra Zumana cuts back. Copeland stands him up. Horgan comes in. Does poke the ball first. I have no idea how in the world the referee saw that on the first take. Because I was definitely saying it was a penalty. Inonu is down again. Might have to make a substitution there. They only have one sub because Jude was shown the red card. Let's ease up. I forgot that Steel Pulse was playing with 11 men, or sorry, 10 men. Doesn't seem like it. The way they're able to carry on the possession and attack like this. Steel Pulse opts to go short. Yusuf to Alawesi. Alawesi decides to go long, only finding Neary. Sheilak. O'Brien. O'Brien tried to find Sheilak again. Long ball to Hassan. Hassan to Inonu. Trying to figure out how he's able to still run after 2 cramps. Oh, that hurt. I know that hurt. Neri is down. But Bowleys plays on. Bromit's keeping possession. There's the shot. Way high for it to mean anything. But it is a shot on goal. It's going to be a restart for Steel Pulse here. This game has gone absolutely in the favor of Steel Pulse. One time wasting here. Yeah, I know. You can expect some stoppage time being added by the referee. Neri is back up, walking off to the bench. Post impact. Here we go. Diarra Zumana. Yusuf tried to get it back to Diarra Zumana, but Sheilak was there. Steel Pulse keeping possession with nine men on the field. I should add 10 with a goalie. Yes. I mean, with a forward line of Diarra Zumana, Yusuf Nasiri, Ramsey Hassan, and Nonu, who has not been a slouch. Here we go. Diarra Zumana is on, being squared up by Sheilak. Opts to go to Inonu. Inonu with the shot. Not much power being generated. I credit that to the Chew Charlie horses he's had. Or cramps. I mean, those 4 players I just mentioned are the attacking team. Like, everyone else is back. Kofi's back. Boateng's back. Alawesi's back. I mean, literally split 5 and 4. In the midfield is just a big gap. Free kick for Steel Pulse here. Long ball to Diarra Zumana. Couldn't get the touch, but does get the bounce. Referee says that there's a foul just outside the box. I'm not quite sold on the contact. Oh, he does touch, he pushes him on the back, but I don't know if it warrants anything other than just talking to. I mean, it was a weak foul, I would say that, but nothing crazy. Doesn't matter. Referee blew the whistle. Under 14 minutes here. Really, 13 minutes and a few seconds. Actually, probably less because my seconds were a little bit behind. Diarra Zumana standing over the ball. Goes straight to goal. O'Brien takes the brunt of that. And, oh man, gotta have strong shoulders to take a shot from that close. Yeah, I too would be feeling that. Copeland. Copeland to Horgan. Horgan coming down. Looking for Bravo to Sopa. Sopa to Copeland. And out of bounds. Bromett couldn't get the pass he wanted off. I'm not 100% sure, but that might be the same Bromett from Harrisburg Heat, the indoor soccer team in the MASL, Major Arena Soccer League. It's a fun sport to watch. Bowleys shouting for high kick. Referee's not buying. Goes straight to Bravo to Texador. Bravo to Bromett. Bromett makes the big switch to O'Brien. Just not as perfectly executed as the ones we've seen from Steel Pulse. I should note that Neary is still feeling the contact. I'm not quite sure who came in for him. I will not address the comment. There's a long ball here. Zumana comes out with it. Long ball for Ramsey Hassan. Ramsey Hassan controls it. Copeland's there. Ball goes back to Zumana. And again, but Horgan's there. There's contact there. A save from Austin Hyde again. Austin Hyde coming huge for Bowleys. My word. It was a questionable moment there between Horgan and Zumana, and then a save from Austin, then a bounce from Copeland, and going right into the hands of Hyde. Horgan is still down, I should mention. Exciting stuff here as the final minutes wind down. It's gonna be a throw-in. Kofi has the ball in his hand. Going to take a moment here as we wait for Horgan to get back up, to make sure you hit that subscribe button, like, comment, engage. We have one more game of the Super Soccer League this evening. It's going to be Ambition versus Team United. A3 Highlanders versus Hold That Thought. Zumana with the shot. Another save from Austin. Austin has been so important for Bowleys these past couple minutes, as he always is, but more so with these saves, keeping them still in the game. As I was mentioning, we have one more game kicking off at 8:30. It's going to be Baltimore Kickers versus A3 Highlanders, a rematch of a very competitive match we saw last time. A3 being the winners of that matchup. Here comes the service. Looking for the back post. Yusuf not able to get to it. O'Brien does. Plays the ball down the sideline, goes out of bounds. It was meant for Texador. Ends with Steel Pulse. Here's the throw in. Zumana being super active these last couple minutes, everywhere on the field. Kofi. Oh, that's who substituted for Neary. Number 19, Zinklin. Haven't seen him since the last time I called a game for Bowleys. Also TT. TT's under pressure. Does well to get rid of it. Texador picking the pockets. This is something we haven't seen Texador do all game. Sopa lays it out wide. Sends in the shot. TT saves it. Almost spills out. But those are the opportunities Bowleys needs to look for. It was a shot from Bromett. Takes the shot. Spills a little bit and then collects it. TT with the service down the field. Finds only Copeland. Now it's Horgan. Under 10 minutes. I mean, Bowleys needs to figure things out. If not, all 3 points will be going to Steel Pulse. Steel Pulse will absolutely love that. Keeping hold of the top position. The game in hand will mean very little if they lose this match. Because the best they can do is tie in goal differential. There's the throw in. Aloesi forced to go all the way back to TT. TT plays shorts. There's the long ball. Won by Michalak. Michalak forced to go back to Copeland. Copeland. Bowleys is starting to move now. Michalak plays it to Texador. Texador has a lot of people around him. Loses the opportunity. Now it's Bromett. Bromett takes on 2 defenders. Beats the first one. Hat's forced to cut back. Kofi standing strong there. Throw in for Bowleys. Shot. You gotta try it at this point. Shot was taken from Michalak. 25 yards out. It's not a bad attempt. Didn't really put pressure on TT, but gotta try it. TT back with the ball here. Gonna be a restart for Steel Pulse. Just under 4 minutes here in regular time. I'm sure the referee's gonna add some stoppage time here. Zinklin gets beat. Shouts of a foul. Referee calls no foul. We'll take a look at that here in a second as O'Brien makes her way down the field. Diarzumana is still down. Let's take a look at this. Let's take a look at this replay here. Zinklin gets tied up. Diarzumana. It looked like they got ball first, and that could explain why there was a no call. Texador plays in the cross. And then it's now going to be a corner for Bowleys. Things are starting to get out of hand. Referee giving a yellow card to the bench, the coaching staff for Steel Pulse. Should be mentioned that Jude was supposed to vacate the vicinity and is still there. Yellow card, second yellow. That means now referee is going to wait for Jude to vacate the facility. The staff was asked to leave based on regulations of the game. Staff refused to leave, so you're time wasting now. Staff is finally making their way off the field, and we can resume play. And here we go. Taiwo making his way onto the field. And here we go in the corner for Bowleys. Goes right into a Steel Pulse player. Steel Pulse is now on the counter. Tried the long ball. Austin Hyde is there. Austin puts it back into the feet of his teammates. Gets a little tangled up there. Referee says it's a foul. For Steel Pulse. Yellow card. Yellow card for trying to move the ball ahead for those that are watching and aren't sure what that yellow card was for. Long ball here for Diarra Zumana. Diarra Zumana is on Austin Hyde, forced to clear it. Throw in for Bowleys here. Taiwo throws it to Zinklin. Zinklin back to Taiwo. O'Brien. There's the cross. Can't put the direction on it. Now it's Steel Pulse trying to clear it out. Bromett plays it back. No correction. Now it's Bromett. Bromett has a shot into the wrong net. There's the shot, just well wide. Never really put Steel Pulse's keeper TT under pressure. We are into stoppage time now. Not sure how much stoppage time the referee's going to add. Didn't see any hand gestures. Clearance for Steel Pulse. Diarra Zumana could be set free here. Taiwo gets back. Doesn't give him the space, and then what a pass from Diarra to Hassan. Hassan tried another cross, but wasn't able to find the same success, but the ball's still in play. And now it's a corner for Steel Pulse. Steel Pulse player booted that ball. That should be a yellow card. The always helpful Rodney gets the ball just to be ignored. Steel Pulse keeping the ball here in the corner. Finds Diarra Zumana. Can't get the touch on it. Does finally control it. Has a shot, and it goes well wide. Just from that post, Austin Hyde could do nothing but watch it trickle past him, but fortunately past the post as well. Austin Hyde with the restart. Opts to go short. So Brian now. Brian squared up by Yusuf. Plays it to a very deadly space, but wasn't able to control it. Now it's Taiwo here looking for the cross. Taiwo versus Yusuf. Yusuf pokes it out for a corner. Referee looking at his clock, so assuming not much time left. Here comes the corner. Plays it low. Almost snuck in there, but TT live and awake. Got that. Just took a little deflection there off of Sopa. And right into TT's hand. Now TT with the distribution. Little heel flick over, or sorry, a little offsides. Team's asking for Taiwo to drive. There's the ball to Texador. Texador back to Taiwo. Taiwo sends in the cross. TT collects. Not much you could do there with a keeper with that kind of a wingspan. Diarra Zumana with pressure still gets the touch. Tried to play the through ball, but Copeland wise to it. Foul being called on. Yellow card for Steel Pulse, number 19. Austin with a quick restart to Bromett. Sends in the cross here. Yusuf steps in. There's the pass to O'Brien. Taiwo is in there, not able to get it off. Aloisi, there's the interaction. Just as the game ends, things got heated up between Aloisi and Copeland, the two captains. make sure things stay calm here as the game ends. Steel Pulse takes the win, all 3 points for Steel Pulse. Little drama towards the end, but the game goes in the way of Steel Pulse keeping the #1 spot in the leaderboards. And now, great sportsmanship between Copa and Aloesi. And now we end the stream here. Everyone, thank you for joining us. Make sure you do hit that subscribe button, like, comment. As I said, we have one more game to end the week for Super Soccer League, starting off at 8:30. But as for me, I am signing off here.